Hello everyone, my name is Aditya and I'm a slope manager at Indiahikes, and today we are going to talk about the Miyar Valley Trek. So Miyar Valley Trek is one such trek which is in the heart of the Lahaul region, and it is one of the most beautiful treks that I've ever been to, which has barren stark mountains, and there's a river that is always flowing right next to you, and based on when you go, you see beautiful, a plethora of colors that is only very specific to that region, like orange and ochres and purples. So it's a completely different part of the Himalayas that you will explore. And having said that, along with the beauty of the trek, there also comes certain challenges or difficulties that the trek has. And today we are going to talk about those difficulties or those challenges on the Miyar Valley Trek. One of the major challenges that this trek comes with are the very long walks. And while on other treks, you will see that there are days which have short days and which have long days, but this trek has predominantly all the days are very long, and you can see anywhere between 9 to 10 kilometers. An average day should look like that. Because I remember when we were descending from the last campsite, which is Palpu, to our when we were descending down. The campsite was called Gompa, and we walked as much as 16 to 17 kilometers. When I say that you will be trekking for 15-16 kilometers on one day, it also means that you will be carrying your backpacks for 7 to 8 hours or maybe more. So that requires a lot of endurance and that requires a lot of practice. So that is one of the challenges that comes with Miyar Valley. So another challenge that you will face on this trek is the multiple river crossings, and there are multiple river crossings on the fourth day of this trek when you actually remove your shoes and when you get into the water. And when I say water, because these are all glacial rivers, the water is freezing cold. It can get very cold, and your feet might also get numb. So that is one difficulty. Where I remember one patch where we had to cross this huge river. Okay, and it had multiple islands. So what we did was we started from this side of the river, and then we crossed it for a while. We took some rest on one of those islands and then started again, and we had to do it 2 or 3 times till we actually made it to the other side of the river. So that was when the flow was pretty normal and we got those islands. But it is also possible on, say, very rainy days where the flow might increase a lot and you will not get those islands, and you will have to do that river crossing in one go. So that can add to the difficulty. One more challenge that you will face on this trek is the boulder section. So when you are at the second last campsite of your trek, which is called Palpu, you have to go from there to the Miyar Glacier and all the way back to the same campsite. And one way it is 4 kilometers. The only thing which is a little bit of a concern for this section is that it is all boulders. It's a considerably long boulder section. So you have to literally walk on boulders, you have to maneuver your way across boulders, you have to sometimes skip, you have to hop on top of boulders, and it gets a little difficult if you're not fit enough or if you don't have strong legs. And the added difficulty that comes with this kind of a section is that if anything happens, even as small as, say, an ankle twist, there is no exit from that point. And the exit is so far as to the first point from where you started the trek. So that adds to the difficulty of Miyar Valley. We've talked about the difficulty of this trek. Now let's see how to prepare for it. So your preparation should start at least 2 months in advance. And because this trek has very long walks and it has boulder sections, you need very good endurance and core body strength to be able to do it successfully and enjoy it. So what we've seen works really well is running. Running triggers all the right muscles that are needed for trekking. And if you're able to run 5 kilometers in 35 minutes, you should be able to do the trek successfully. And you have to be very consistent, meaning that you have to do the runs 3 to 4 times a week in that period of 2 months. Along with that, you can also add in different exercises like squats or planks and push-ups. And these forms of exercise, these will help you with strengthening your muscles, which will be necessary on your trek, especially when you are carrying your heavy backpack. So if you do all of this diligently, we are very sure that you will be able to enjoy and complete the trek. For more information about this trek, you can visit our website, And if you have more questions, you can drop in a comment or write to us.